The sands of time have run out, son of Duratan.
Warcraft 3 Reforged released a year ago to somewhat mixed receptions. Many said it to be a fair title, however most called it an Activision Blizzard cash grab, disrespecting what the original creators had done and completely undoing much of what the game had set up. Right now on Metacritic, it is sitting on a 59 critic rating, which is average but a 0.6 user score. That is 0.6. Just think about it for a second. So how is the game 1 year later? Is it any better? Are most of the glaring issues fixed? Is it worth it in 2021? Let's look back at the original and then I'll answer that question. Warcraft 3 released back in 2002 with exceptional reviews and revolutionized the real-time strategy genre with its groundbreaking CG storytelling and incredible in-game cinematics and camera work. Not only did its expansion The Frozen Throne went on to win multiple awards, but their creative and unique map editor allowed the community to create unbelievable user-generated content, some of which went on to spawn a genre of its own. That being Dota, which is a MOBA or Massive Online Battle Arena for those of you that don't know. Dota went on to being its own game, and that all started with the tools Blizzard gave the community from Warcraft 3. It is actually insane to think that Warcraft 3 came out 19 years ago, and when Blizzard has finally remastered one of their most beloved franchises, one specific saying comes to mind: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Which essentially means that if something works, just leave it alone. That was the case for Warcraft 3, as Reforged was not the game everyone expected it to be. Warcraft 3 tells the tragic tale of Prince Arthas and his inevitable fall from grace. A sequel to one of the best RTS titles to ever hit PC gaming, Warcraft 3 had some big shoes to fill, and it undoubtedly did. It did more than that. It does as you'd expect with any RTS, that being build a base, units, gather resources, upgrade your buildings and units with the ultimate goal of overpowering your enemies. It does it though with a unique twist with the introduction of hero units, each with a level cap and a sort of mini RPG aspect to it, with item gathering and different abilities, as the heroes are essentially the heart of the story as well. With 4 different unique campaigns, there are certainly a lot to go around. Humans, orcs, undead and night elves, Warcraft 3 certainly does not hold back when it the amount of content it provides. Back in 2002, this was a lot to unpack, and that is not even mentioning the groundbreaking world editor. As mentioned earlier, Warcraft 3 spawned many other maps, as well as the famous Defense of the Ancients, or Dota for short. I don't need to talk about the impact Dota had on gaming, but it's all thanks to Warcraft 3. It had a fun and engaging campaign, one that saw the hero Arthas become corrupted by the power of the Lich King and ultimately take the Frozen Throne, where you see his choices and ultimately consequences in the expansion pack titled The Frozen Throne. Warcraft 3's story eventually kickstarted World of Warcraft, but by now, so much has changed within the Warcraft universe that much of the original story doesn't matter anymore. Blizzard did try to retcon some of this with Reforged, but it didn't really work out the way they wanted it to. Warcraft 3 had bright, vibrant colors, and as with any Blizzard title, had incredible CG cinematics that rose above any other video game seen in its time. With an epic story, incredible visual effects, exceptional CG storytelling, and groundbreaking world editor, not to mention the powerful online community, and a game that sparked the early stages of esports, Blizzard had a clear winner on its hands, and the expansion pack broadened that even further. The game was still played on a daily basis, and even now in 2021, people still play the original title. However, Blizzard decided that it was time to rebrand this classic, to remaster an icon. They decided to reforge Warcraft 3, and ultimately failed at doing so. This was supposed to set an example of what a remaster should be. With RTS titles being few and far between, and at the time, the only other remaster of its kind announced was the exceptional Command & Conquer Remastered Collection, Blizzard had a rough start to 2020. So what is all included in each package? Warcraft 3 Reforged is priced at $29.99 and includes Warcraft 3 as well as its award-winning expansion pack, The Frozen Throne. There is also a Spoils of War edition, or deluxe edition if you will, priced at $39.99, which includes a bunch of in-game bonuses for not only Warcraft 3 but some of Blizzard's other titles as well. At any time while playing, and with the tap of a button, you can switch to the original assets, which will give you a clear indication of what exactly has changed. This is something many remastered titles includes, and I was happy to see it within this game. Yes, you can switch out between Reforged and Classic look, but you'll need to go through a couple of steps to do so, and for some odd reason, save data is saved differently from Reforged to Classic. Yes, that does mean that if you play the game on Classic look and want to switch to Reforged, then you'll have to create a new save data, and thus you'll have to start over. I was baffled as to why Blizzard made that choice, and that hasn't changed since launch, which is just odd in my opinion. Blizzard have also reworked the online portion of Warcraft 3 for Reforged, but unfortunately it wasn't what the fans wanted. In fact, the new client of Reforged has actually even replaced the original online client for Warcraft 3, but fans have found a way to play the original Warcraft 3 online, just not the way they intended. Many features that was missing a year ago has been implemented, but there is still much to be desired from the community. Online has also become much more stable since launch, and it is far easier to find a game online considering there are far more players in the Reforged community. Now, over time, and with many updates, much of the balancing issues has been fixed and the gameplay is smoother than ever. Some AI issues have also been improved and the gameplay is significantly better than on release. But I do remember when the initial trailer dropped. I thought that Blizzard wasn't simply just going to make the game look pretty and do a few balances, it looked like it was a complete overhaul of Warcraft 3. They even tweaked some story, which essentially retcons a lot of the MMO content and additionally redo some voice work. They blew everybody away with the reworked cutscene, but sadly to this day, only the intro cinematic has been remade. At the start of the game, you'll immediately notice a fresh look, almost like a fresh coat of paint. Animations has been updated, hero portraits redone, and character models reworked, well, mostly hero units. Some voice work has also been tweaked, but some of them feels a bit off and doesn't match the settings properly. If you zoom in completely, then you can really take in the new 4K visuals, but it's hardly the way you play, and to be frank, it doesn't take you long to get over the new visual look. When Reforged released a year ago, it was clear that many of the original features and announcements never made it into the final game, and sadly, 1 year later, much of that is still missing. At the end, Warcraft 3 Reforged feels more like a port than a remaster, and definitely does not feel like a reimagining of the game. However, 1 year on, and Reforged is significantly better than on its release. Has it turned into the remaster everybody wanted? No, absolutely not. It's still a fantastic title though, especially if you've never experienced the original classic. Reforged wasn't exactly as promised, and Blizzard stating back then that everything will essentially be fixed later on wasn't the answer the community wanted, but Blizzard did keep to their word. 1 year later, and Warcraft 3 Reforged feels more like a true remaster than a cash grab. It is still far from perfect, but it is definitely a game any RTS fan would want to invest in, especially if they decided to wait it out. The game certainly has changed for the better, and I'd even say that Warcraft 3 Reforged is worth purchasing, maybe at a small discount, but had I to update my score, then I'd easily change it to a 7 out of 10. Have you played Reforged at launch? What was your initial thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and for more gaming content, check out the rest of my channel. If you enjoyed this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, then give me a thumbs down, but please tell me why so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the RedTieGuy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.